Groovy English Podcast.
Hey there! Welcome back to Groovy English. I'm Chloe.
And I'm Aiden. We share real stories, useful tips, and everyday English to help you grow with confidence.
Wherever you are in your English learning journey, we're glad you're here.
If you're enjoying the podcast, feel free to like, subscribe, or share it with a friend.
Let's get started.
When we think of play, most of us imagine children running around, laughing, chasing each other in a park, or maybe building castles out of sand or blocks. Play is often dismissed as something childish, something we grow out of when we become adults. But the truth is, play is not just child stuff. Play is one of the most powerful ways humans learn, connect, and grow, and in many ways, it's as essential for adults as it is for children. The idea that play is serious business may sound funny, but once we look deeper, it makes perfect sense. Play is the way we first explore the world. Long before a child can read, write, or understand rules, they already know how to play. Think about a baby dropping a spoon from a high chair, then watching a parent pick it up again and again. To the parent, it might seem like a silly game, but to the child, it's an experiment. The baby is learning cause and effect, testing patience, and observing reactions. That is science, social study, and fun all rolled into one tiny act of play. As children grow, play becomes even more complex. Games of imagination, pretending to be superheroes, teachers, shopkeepers, or explorers, are not just entertainment. They help children practice roles, solve problems, and test out emotions in safe ways. A child pretending to be a doctor is rehearsing empathy and responsibility. A child creating an imaginary world is practicing storytelling and innovation. Play is training for real life, hidden in the disguise of fun. But play is not just for kids. Adults, too, need play to thrive. When adults laugh together over a board game, when they play a sport, or even when they make silly jokes with friends, they are doing more than killing time. They are strengthening bonds, releasing stress, and recharging their creativity. In fact, psychologists say that adults who keep a playful spirit tend to be more flexible, more innovative, and better at coping with life's challenges. Play is not a waste of time. It's fuel for resilience. Think about language learning itself. Isn't it a kind of play? When you experiment with new words, try tongue twisters, or laugh at funny mistakes, you're playing with sounds, structures, and meanings. You're not just memorizing grammar rules, you're exploring language like a playground. This playful approach makes learning feel lighter, less scary, and much more memorable. We remember what makes us laugh or excites our curiosity far longer than what feels heavy or forced. Even workplaces, which we often associate with seriousness, are starting to recognize the power of play. Some of the most innovative companies in the world encourage playful thinking, brainstorming with games, designing with humor, and solving problems through role play or creative exercises. Why? Because play opens the mind, removes fear of failure, and makes space for surprising ideas. Behind every big invention, there's a spark of playful curiosity. Sports are another form of serious play. On the surface, kicking a ball or swinging a racket may look like simple entertainment. But sports teach teamwork, discipline, strategy, and perseverance. They give us a safe way to experience competition, triumph, and even defeat. When players walk off the field, they carry those lessons into their lives, lessons about fairness, resilience, and effort. This is why societies around the world invest so much energy in games. They shape character as much as they provide joy. Play also has a way of connecting people across cultures. Imagine two strangers who don't share a language, but suddenly find themselves playing charades, laughing as they try to guess each other's gestures. Or think about how card games, soccer, and even video games can bring people together from every corner of the world. Play speaks its own universal language, and that language is joy. In these moments, differences fade and humanity shines through. There's even research showing that play keeps our brains healthy. Adults who continue to engage in playful activities, whether it's puzzles, games, or playful conversation, are better at maintaining memory and problem-solving skills as they age. Just as exercise keeps the body strong, play keeps the mind flexible. So when someone says you're being childish for playing a silly game, maybe the real answer is, "Thank you. I'm keeping my brain young." And let's not forget the role of play in art and creativity. Writers, painters, musicians, all of them play with words, colors, sounds, and ideas. They experiment, test, and combine things in unexpected ways. That kind of play produces masterpieces. Without play, creativity dries up. With play, it blossoms, giving us songs to sing, stories to tell, and pictures to dream about. So when we say that play is serious business, what we really mean is that play is essential to who we are. It shapes how we learn, how we connect, and how we imagine new possibilities. Play doesn't take us away from life's responsibilities. It prepares us for them, and it makes the journey lighter and more joyful along the way. When we talk about play, many people picture toys, games, or activities that are lighthearted and optional. But what if I told you that play has been studied as a fundamental human need, just like sleep, food, and social connection? Anthropologists have found that every single culture on Earth has forms of play. From traditional dances in Africa to kite flying in China, from storytelling games among indigenous communities to board games in ancient Egypt, humans have always made time for play. This suggests that play is not a luxury, it's a necessity. One fascinating fact is that animals play too. Puppies tumble around, chasing each other's tails. Dolphins toss seaweed back and forth like a ball. Even birds have been observed sliding down snowy rooftops, seemingly just for fun. Scientists believe animal play helps develop coordination, strength, and survival skills. If play is essential for survival in animals, why wouldn't the same be true for humans? In fact, humans might need play even more because our lives are filled with complex challenges that require creativity and collaboration. Let's zoom in on creativity for a moment. Have you ever noticed how your best ideas often come when you're relaxed, laughing, or not taking things too seriously? That's play at work. When the brain is in a playful mode, it releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical that boosts motivation and makes connections between ideas flow more easily. This is why some people say their best ideas come in the shower or while joking with friends. It's the playful state of mind that unlocks originality. Children demonstrate this brilliantly. Give a child a cardboard box, and suddenly it's not just packaging. It's a spaceship, a castle, or a cave filled with treasure. They don't see limitations. They see possibilities. Adults, on the other hand, often lose this ability because they are trained to think in straight lines. What is the purpose? What is the outcome? But if adults practiced more play, maybe they would rediscover that magical skill of turning ordinary things into extraordinary experiences. Now, let's think about learning. For centuries, many schools relied on strict discipline and memorization, as if learning had to feel serious in order to be effective. But modern education research shows that when learning feels playful through games, stories, or hands-on activities, students retain more knowledge and develop deeper understanding. In fact, one of the fastest ways to kill curiosity is to remove play from learning. This is why gamified apps, interactive lessons, and playful challenges are so successful today. Play is also a fantastic stress reliever. Imagine a tough day at work, filled with deadlines, meetings, and emails. Now picture yourself playing a quick game of soccer, laughing with friends, or even solving a funny riddle online. Instantly, your mood shifts. Why? Because play activates parts of the brain that reduce stress hormones like cortisol. It's like hitting a reset button. Adults often underestimate this, thinking they don't have time to play. But in truth, they don't have time not to play because play restores the energy needed to handle life's demands. Play connects people across differences. Two people might disagree on politics or religion, but put them in a karaoke room and suddenly they're singing together, laughing at off-key notes. Play bypasses barriers and goes straight to the heart. It builds trust and warmth where conversations might otherwise be tense. In international diplomacy, even playful gestures, like exchanging gifts or sharing jokes, have been used to ease negotiations. That shows just how powerful play can be in building bridges. Play also teaches us how to handle failure. In games, you win some, you lose some. A child who loses a game of tag learns resilience and sportsmanship. An adult who loses a game of chess learns strategy and patience. In real life, failures often feel final, but in play, they are temporary. You can always try again. This lesson, that failure is not the end, but a step in growth, is perhaps one of the most valuable things play gives us. Think about humor, too. Jokes, wordplay, puns, they are forms of playful communication. Humor makes difficult truths easier to hear and helps people bond quickly. A playful joke at the right moment can lighten a heavy room or dissolve tension. And humor, like other kinds of play, trains the brain to see things from different angles. That skill is gold when solving problems. And then there's storytelling, one of humanity's oldest forms of play. When people gather around a fire, telling myths, legends, and funny tales, they are not just entertaining each other. They are transmitting culture, teaching values, and strengthening social bonds. Storytelling is play with words, imagination, and performance. Today's movies, novels, and podcasts are descendants of those playful fireside stories. Without play, human culture would not exist as we know it. Play even shows up in love and relationships. Flirting, teasing, dancing together. These are all playful acts that build intimacy. Couples who keep a sense of play often report stronger, longer-lasting relationships. Why? Because play reminds people to laugh, to explore, and to stay curious about each other. It keeps relationships from becoming routine. Now let's explore technology and play. Video games are sometimes criticized as a waste of time, but research shows that many games improve problem-solving skills, coordination, and teamwork. Online games also connect people globally, letting a player in Brazil cooperate with a teammate in Japan. Of course, balance is important, but dismissing video games entirely would ignore the serious benefits of digital play. Board games, card games, puzzles. These two are forms of mental play that sharpen focus and strategy. Families who play games together often report stronger bonds because games create shared experiences and memories. The inside jokes that come from playing together can last a lifetime. Another form of play is improvisation. Actors often train through improv exercises, where they must react spontaneously to whatever happens on stage. This isn't just acting, it's a powerful way to practice adaptability. Businesses have borrowed improv games to help employees become better at quick thinking, listening, and collaboration. Here again, play crosses into the serious world of work and proves its value. Play also nurtures empathy. When children role-play as teachers, firefighters, or superheroes, they step into another perspective. This builds emotional intelligence. Adults who engage in playful storytelling or role-play exercises do the same thing. They practice seeing the world through someone else's eyes. And empathy, as we know, is one of the most important human skills, whether in friendships, families, or workplaces. Consider cultural festivals. Carnival in Brazil, Holi in India, Halloween in the US. All of these are giant forms of collective play. People dress up, dance, throw colors, tell jokes, and create joyful chaos. But underneath the fun, festivals reinforce cultural identity, strengthen communities, and release social tension. Play on a large scale becomes part of what keeps societies healthy. Even language itself has playful elements. Slang, riddles, poetry, and tongue twisters are playful ways to bend and stretch communication. When we play with language, we not only entertain ourselves, but also discover new shades of meaning. That's why language learning apps that use humor and games often succeed where traditional methods feel dull. And here's something interesting. Play can also be deeply mindful. When you are absorbed in a playful activity, whether painting, running, or even solving a puzzle, you enter a state psychologists call flow. Time seems to disappear. You're fully present, fully engaged. This is not just fun, it's a form of meditation. It's the mind at peace through joyful focus. The history of play is also fascinating. The oldest known board game, called Senet, was played in ancient Egypt over 5,000 years ago. Ancient Greeks held athletic games that combined play with religious rituals. Indigenous groups around the world used playful storytelling not just to entertain, but to teach survival skills. Across history, societies that valued play tended to thrive because play prepared their members for creativity and cooperation. Even in times of hardship, humans turn to play. During wars, soldiers played cards or sports to relieve stress. In prisons, people have invented games out of scraps of paper. During the recent global pandemic, families invented indoor games, shared jokes online, and created viral dance challenges. These acts of play didn't erase the hardship, but they gave people a way to cope. Play is hope disguised as laughter. Play is also a natural healer. Hospitals now use play therapy for children, allowing them to use toys, drawings, or games to express feelings they can't put into words. For adults, laughter therapy has been shown to boost the immune system and speed recovery. Doctors and psychologists recognize what humans have always known instinctively: play helps us heal. Even spirituality can include play. In many traditions, dance, music, and joyful rituals are ways of connecting with the divine. These acts of playful celebration remind us that spirituality isn't only about seriousness. It can also be about joy, wonder, and lightness. So, the next time someone says you're wasting time by being playful, remember this: play is not the opposite of seriousness. Play is the partner of seriousness. It's the force that makes learning, healing, creating, and connecting possible. Without play, life becomes heavy. With play, life becomes meaningful. When we think about play, we often think about childhood, but one of the most fascinating truths about play is that it doesn't actually belong to any particular age. Play is timeless. Whether it's children running barefoot in a park, teenagers joking around with memes, or grandparents laughing during a card game, play continues to show up in every stage of life. It grows with us, it adapts, and it reminds us that joy is not reserved for the young but available to anyone willing to embrace it. Imagine two colleagues at work who don't know each other well. They've only exchanged polite greetings in the office. Then one day, at the company retreat, they're put on the same team for a silly game. Maybe it's charades, maybe it's a scavenger hunt. At first, they're awkward, but then the laughter begins. Someone makes a funny mistake, they high-five, they share inside jokes. By the end of the game, they're no longer strangers, they're teammates and maybe even friends. That's the hidden power of play in professional spaces. Some of the world's greatest innovations have been born out of play. Think of the Wright brothers, tinkering with gliders like children experimenting with toys. Or Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs, who played around with electronics in a garage before Apple was born. Playfulness gave them courage to experiment, to fail, to try again. Without that spirit, the progress of technology, art, and science would look very different. Play is not a distraction from serious work. Play is the seed of it. Even sports, which can seem very serious, are forms of structured play. The World Cup, the Olympics, local marathons, all of these massive global events are humans playing games together. We cheer, we compete, we celebrate victory and accept defeat. These rituals remind us that play is not just an individual act, but a shared human drama that brings billions of people together. In families, play is a love language. Parents tickle their children, siblings chase each other, grandparents tell jokes. These acts of play are not trivial. they're the glue of relationships. Studies show that children who play regularly with their parents have higher self-esteem and stronger bonds. Adults who play with their families, whether through board games or storytelling, keep relationships fresh and vibrant. Play is love expressed in laughter. Play also keeps us young at heart. Have you ever met an older person who still tells jokes, dances when music plays, or plays games with kids? They radiate energy. They remind us that age is not just a number, but a mindset. Staying playful is a secret to staying alive inside, no matter what the calendar says. Workplaces around the world are beginning to understand this. Companies design playful offices with colorful lounges, ping-pong tables, and creative brainstorming games. This isn't just about being trendy. It's about recognizing that when people feel free to play, they bring their full selves to work. They're more creative, more collaborative, and more resilient. Play also shows up in nature in ways that inspire us. Consider the way otters hold hands while floating, or how elephants playfully chase each other, trumpeting with joy. These moments remind us that life itself has a playful rhythm, and humans, as part of nature, are meant to join in. Play is not artificial, it's natural. Now let's talk about travel. Have you noticed that when people travel, they often rediscover play? They try silly dances at a festival, learn how to juggle in a park, or join a group game at the beach. Traveling opens us to play because we're in unfamiliar territory and more willing to let go of seriousness. In this way, play becomes not just fun but a doorway to cultural exchange. Play is also a survival tool. In times of crisis, people turn to jokes, games, or playful activities to cope. During long power outages, families have invented games in the candlelight. During long journeys, travelers play word games to pass time. In hospitals, patients create small playful rituals to keep spirits high. Play doesn't erase suffering, but it gives people a way to endure it. In education, play transforms classrooms. A language teacher who turns vocabulary into a memory game or acts out a story makes learning stick better than endless drills. Students become engaged, motivated, and joyful. This is why learning through play has become a global movement. It works because humans are wired to learn best when they're having fun. Play is also at the heart of creativity in the arts. Painters experiment with colors like children mixing paints. Musicians play with melodies and rhythms until something new emerges. Writers play with words, twisting them, rhyming them, shaping them into stories. The word play itself is built into music. We say musicians play instruments, not work them. That alone says a lot about how central play is to creativity. One might think play is unproductive, but play often creates invisible productivity. A person who takes a break to play a quick game may return to work sharper and more focused. A child who spends hours building with blocks may later become an engineer. A group of friends joking together may invent a business idea. The benefits of play are sometimes delayed, but powerful. Play also teaches fairness and rules. Games require agreements. These are the boundaries. These are the rules. Here's how we start and finish. By following and sometimes negotiating rules, children learn about justice, cooperation, and compromise. Adults who play games are reminded of the same principles. Play creates a safe space to practice living in society. Even language learning itself can be playful. When learners joke in a new language, try tongue twisters, or make silly mistakes, they are playing with language. This not only makes the process enjoyable, but also less stressful. Mistakes feel less like failures and more like steps in a game. In this way, play helps learners stay motivated. Play also has a unique connection to memory. When an experience is playful, we remember it more vividly. Think of the school lesson you remember most. It's probably one where the teacher made you laugh or involved you in a game. Play stamps memories with joy, and joy is a strong glue. In communities, play builds trust. Neighbors who join a block party, children who play in the same yard, adults who play music together, these playful moments turn strangers into allies. They create social fabric. Without play, communities risk becoming cold and disconnected. One beautiful thing about play is its universality. You may not speak the same language as someone, but you can kick a ball, share a laugh, or mime a game together. Play bridges cultures where words sometimes cannot. It reminds us that joy is a language everyone understands. Play also encourages courage. When we play, we take risks in a safe environment, jumping higher, trying harder, daring to act silly. This practice of courage transfers into real life, where we may need bravery to face challenges. Play trains the heart to be bold. Think of laughter yoga, where groups gather just to laugh together. At first it feels forced, but soon the laughter becomes real and contagious. This playful act lowers stress, boosts mood, and strengthens social bonds. Laughter, after all, is one of the purest forms of play. In many ways, play is also resistance. When life becomes too rigid, too controlled, too serious, play is a quiet rebellion. It says, I am still human. I still have joy. In oppressive times, jokes and playful acts have kept hope alive. Play is a reminder that the spirit cannot be completely crushed. Play also stretches imagination into the future. Children play pretend, imagining futures as doctors, astronauts, or superheroes. Adults play with ideas of what could be through design, fiction, or role-playing games. These acts of imagination often plant the seeds of real futures. Play is also linked to health. People who play more, through sports, hobbies, or laughter, tend to have stronger immune systems, healthier hearts, and longer lives. Play is medicine, delivered not by a pill, but by joy. Even the act of daydreaming is a kind of play. When your mind wanders, building castles in the air or imagining silly scenarios, you're engaging in mental play. This, too, strengthens creativity and reduces stress. Think about music festivals, where thousands dance, sing, and dress in colorful outfits. On the surface, it's a big playful party. But beneath the fun, people are connecting, expressing themselves, and creating culture. Play, once again, is doing serious cultural work. Play also brings humility. When you play, you can't always control the outcome. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you look silly, sometimes you surprise yourself. Play keeps egos in check by reminding us not to take ourselves too seriously. Even professional athletes who train intensely talk about the importance of keeping a sense of play. Without it, sports become mechanical and lose joy. The greatest athletes often say they love the game, not just the victory. That love of play is what fuels them. Play can also be a form of storytelling without words. Think of a mime, a clown, or even kids acting out stories silently. Their bodies become playful instruments, telling tales through movement. This reminds us that play is not limited to words. It's a whole body experience. There's also something spiritual about playfulness. When people laugh, dance, or sing together, they touch a sense of transcendence. Play lifts us beyond routine and connects us to something larger, something joyful and divine. Even in business, play is taken seriously. Companies run innovation workshops that include games and playful brainstorming. Why? Because serious problems sometimes require playful solutions. Play unlocks what seriousness alone cannot. In friendships, play is a heartbeat. Friends tease, tell jokes, share silly stories, or invent games. These playful acts are what make friendships strong and unforgettable. Without play, friendships risk becoming flat. Play is also about presence. When you are truly playing, you're not worrying about yesterday or tomorrow. You're in the moment. This mindfulness quality of play makes it a powerful practice for mental well-being. Even cultures that seem very serious have playful traditions. The Japanese tea ceremony, while disciplined, has playful elements of surprise and beauty. Ancient philosophers like Plato and Aristotle wrote about the importance of play in education and society. Play has always been woven into human wisdom. Digital culture today is full of play. Memes, GIFs, viral challenges, these are playful expressions of modern communication. They may seem silly, but they shape trends, spread ideas, and connect millions across borders. Even the way children negotiate rules in games is serious training for democracy. They discuss, they compromise, they test fairness. Play teaches politics in its most basic form. Play also connects generations. A child teaching a grandparent how to use a game console, or a grandparent teaching a child a traditional game, creates a bridge between ages. Through play, time and age lose their barriers. Play can also be quiet. It doesn't always mean loud laughter or running around. Reading a novel, doodling on paper, or solving a crossword puzzle are forms of gentle play. Quiet play nourishes the soul just as much as energetic play. Even language learners listening to this podcast can see how play is part of the process. Learning new words, making jokes in English, laughing at mistakes, it's all playful. And that play makes learning stick. At its heart, play is a celebration of being alive. It is the joy of movement, the spark of imagination, the warmth of connection, the courage of laughter. Play reminds us that life is not only about surviving, it's about thriving with joy. And so, as we come to the end of this journey, let's hold on to this truth. Play is not wasted time. Play is serious business, because through play we learn, we heal, we connect, and we grow. The next time you laugh, dance, or join a game, remember, you're not just playing. You're practicing the art of being fully human.
Your English is shining brighter by the minute. Hit that next video to keep leveling up your skills. or dive into our other episodes for more secrets to talk like a pro. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to join the Groovy English crew.